The important thing to know about Agile development is that it doesn't refer to a particular process, rather it refers to a kind of process, one that embodies this aesthetic, this quality. Named processes include one of the oldest, which is Scrum, Dynamic Systems Development Method, which comes from Europe. Has anybody heard the term JAD before, or Joint Application Design? So there's a couple of people that have. So what's left of the JAD community kind of hardened and became the DSDM in Europe. Crystal in 97, Extreme Programming. It was originally published in 90, or at least people started to publish on it in 99. I believe the book might have been 2000. And Feature-Driven Development around 98. There's this quality, but most of these published processes espouse a particular set of practices. And today's common Agile practice combines the best of most of these processes. So when people talk about practicing Agile development, maybe 5 years ago I could say pretty easily it didn't mean you were doing things any one way. But oddly, today I'm starting to see it does mean you're doing things in a particular way. So this will be my last slide, last few slides actually. I'm going to describe quickly what is the Scrum process model today. And it's become the most typical of Agile process models. There are only 3 process roles in Scrum. First one is the product owner, or originally referred to as the customer. This is the person that wants something, that has some idea of what could be built that would be valuable, and describes or gives requirements for what to build. There's everyone else, which is the development team, and this includes business analysts and QA and developers and database people and people that maintain the build and deployment system. It's everyone else. And then Scrum defines something called a Scrum Master, which the description for this process role came from Ken Schwaber, who was one of the people who invented Scrum, and to a degree, this was Ken Schwaber describing himself as the enlightened project manager. And the term coach came from Extreme Programming, which was Kent Beck, the author of that process, describing himself as the enlightened lead developer. So there's almost always some kind of special role here that is responsible for what I refer to as process facilitation. Someone who understands what the process is and makes sure that basically spends a lot of their time going meta, basically understanding the process we're practicing and how well it's working and how well it's not working, and pays attention to that. So people that need stuff, people that build stuff, and people that take care of the process and make sure it's working, or a person usually. I'm going to skip over the big descriptions of those roles and just talk about this particular process model. If I started Agile development today, it might go a little like this. I might identify somebody who's a product owner who has identified a potential product idea or a piece of software to build. We might set down some goals. That person may engage other people that I might call a product ownership team, and I would build a list of the things I want the software to have. And that list of things are requirements they could be, or qualities they could be, is referred to as a product backlog. They're often written down on index cards because they're quick to move around and easy to use. Once I've got a product backlog, I'll take the highest priority things and I'll plan to start developing them, one iteration or sprint or development cycle at a time. So I'll carve off some small number of them, and in the process I might decompose them and understand them, elaborate them a little bit better. Basically go into more detail about what these requirements mean. And then I will start a development cycle. These cycles are fixed in time length. They're a fixed time box. They're usually 2 to 4 weeks. And it's in this 2 to 4 weeks, it's considered a closed cycle because it's in this 2 to 4 weeks we don't really want to change what these requirements are, or change what we're building. We want a safe time box to develop in. Every day we have something called a daily stand-up meeting or a daily scrum, where the team huddles together and plans what their work day is going to be like, what they plan on doing that day. And at the end of this 2-week period, ideally we deliver some working software. And it's at that end of that 2-week period that the product ownership team gets back involved, or they've been involved in watching and helping the whole time, helping elaborate requirements and vet or look at the software that's being built. But it's at this time they get involved and they say, gosh, that looks pretty good, but it's not quite what we wanted. Let's change this and this and this, and we feed that back into the product backlog and we do it all over again. So this development cycle is what's common to Agile processes these days. And that's where I'm going to stop this. That's the end of my primer.